So Linda, here you are at the Whitsands Bay Battery, and I believe you were sighted here in the war as a child during the war.
Yes, I was. I can remember the bits at the top which I've just been looking at, but I've only been told about being down here in the war because we had to sleep here because the chalets were a fire hazard in case a bomb was dropped. And my mother and I were brought up here every night to sleep. I mean, there were loads of us, it just wasn't me. And I know the place used to run with water, and that was very, very damp. But this is where we had to come during the war, and it's the first time in my memory that that I've been down here. I mean, I know I've been before, but I was too young to remember. So it's quite exciting, really.
What did you do for food while you were here at the time?
That's hard to remember as well. I know everything was delivered to the shop there, and milk was in loose in a churn, no bottles or anything like that. People grew quite a few bits in their gardens around the chalets, and everything was on ration. And you had to register with various butchers and grocers and that for your vegetables. So I think I was lucky that I don't remember the first 2 years of rationing, really.
Okay, and how about sleeping arrangements at the time? Was it beds in here or?
Everybody bought their own. It was like you brought your own mattress. And I remember that a friend of my mother's made a folding stand so that the carry cot could be put up rather than be on the floor, which was all damp. It must have been like, pictures of people sleeping down in the tubes in London. That's how it must have been down here, because there was loads of people out here. Yeah, cold, damp. And really cold.
And obviously there was a lot of bombing at the time. Did you hear the air raids or see any of the air raids going overhead at the time?
Not that I can remember, not here particularly, but I know that they did. Because people have spoken to me about it since, but I was a little bit too young to remember all that, to be honest. Here, actually. But obviously they did go over.
And around the area, was there a lot of barbed wire?
Yes, I can remember that, even up until I was about 10 or 11. There was barbed wire everywhere. And all along the flank. Tregantle was all barbed wire, you couldn't go down there at all. Tregantle Beach.
On the beach there?
There was all barbed wire along there. I don't remember there being barbed wire at Tregantle, but probably because of the fort at Tregantle, that's why there was barbed wire on the beach there.
And daytimes and evenings, what would you have done back then as a child? Was there any sing-songs or anything like that?
Well, I'm assuming that people must have sung songs when they were here, sleeping here. But as a young child, we just roamed around. We roamed up here on the top, came up here picking blackberries and things like that. And we just roamed around all the past. It was free and easy. You could do what you wanted. Nobody seemed, didn't have to watch your children in those days.
And who was the boss here at the time? Was it a military person, a soldier, or was it a civilian?
I can't remember. I think it was military at that time, to be honest. Whether it was loaned, because they requisitioned lots of places, and I think it was military at that time, which brought us up here. But I honestly can't remember, to be sure. Can't be sure about that.
And lighting in the tunnels, obviously today we've got electric as we are, but back then, how would it have been lit?
I should imagine it would have been oil lamps, because oil lamps were all over the cliffs and the chalets. I can't imagine that there would have been anything different here, to be honest. So I should imagine it would be oil lamps. And your radio with an accumulator. Or wireless.
Right, thank you very much, Linda.
You're welcome.